Joining me now is an important newsmaker. I can see right there Praful Patel, senior NCP leader. Congratulations to you, sir. You have reasons to celebrate, lot of reasons today, from ensuring that the NCP joins Mahayuti to now. It has been quite a march for your party.
Well, I would say congratulations to the people of Maharashtra for having made the right decision and a very decisive mandate. It also gives us equally, that added responsibility of meeting the expectations of the people. But nonetheless, I think today is a day to celebrate and rejoice all the hard work of a very exhaustive campaign, and especially after the Lok Sabha elections. People had almost written off the Mahayuti in Maharashtra, and people were literally jostling for the next chief minister's post among the three parties. And the other side I'm talking, I'm not talking about our combination. And it was something, I think it's been proven now that the Mahayuti has won and is here to stay.
But Mr. Patel, more than writing off Mahayuti, they had certainly written off Ajit Pawar's NCP, because in Lok Sabha you could win only one seat. So after that, making this comeback in which your strike rate is roughly around 60%, what really changed in your party?
70%, my dear. 71%.
Okay, 70%. I stand corrected there, sir. So what really changed?
You see, Lok Sabha was a very different thing. First, there was already the BJP had sitting MPs. The Shiv Sena had sitting MPs. Therefore, it left us with only a few seats to actually contest. We were actually contesting 3 of our original seats. And the 4th seat was just, Dharashiv, Osmanabad was just added. Just because I think nobody really was, keen to contest. So out of our 3 seats, we won 1. Certainly, Supriya Sule winning was definitely looked upon by the people of the Maharashtra. At least the media was judging as some kind of a major setback for Ajit Pawar and the NCP. But I can be very categorical about one thing, that the Lok Sabha was a different election. And Baramati Lok Sabha was an emotional election. So it was, I could hear people talking then that in the Lok Sabha we will vote for Sharad Pawar. Therefore read Supriya Sule.
Tai and Dada, yes.
And in the Vidhan Sabha we will vote for Dada. And it's exactly turned out like that. Ajit Pawar also has won handsomely by more than 1 lakh of votes. So it vindicates the position, and whatever people were saying then, that they were torn between 2 Pawars, and that's exactly what happened. But coming to the point of the Mahayuti doing very well and NCP also doing equally well as a part of the coalition, the answer is lies in the fact that the Lok Sabha was never a benchmark. First for our party, because we were if you are contesting only 4 seats, out of which only 3 were your original seats, it really doesn't, define what's our strength on the ground. And Mr. Pawar Saab's NCP won few of the 8 Lok Sabha seats, out of which at least 4 or 5, if we had contested, we would have probably won them, because the base of that constituency was either with this NCP or that NCP. So it was something which, but unfortunately, because there were sitting MPs, we didn't want to get into a fight over seats. Now, the Lok Sabha had 2-3 other issues, major issues. First major issue of the Lok Sabha was that we had the fake narrative of the constitution, and that it will be, changed, and reservations to SC, STs will be, abolished. And that was a fake narrative. Nobody really meant that. It was never on the cards. Nobody even had thought of such a thing. Was it ever discussed? But it went into, a kind of sank into people's minds. So it affected Maharashtra very, significantly, because for the first time we had Dalits, Adivasis, and also the minorities voting against the Mahayuti. The second big problem was at least 6-7 Lok Sabha seats were lost because onion prices had crashed. Earlier, all the 5 years, preceding 5 years, onion, soya bean, cotton, all were doing very well. It just was, bad timing, bad luck. Not that it would not have corrected, but in those 20 days of the Lok Sabha, it just went, significantly wrong and cost us those additional seats. And the third thing was that all three parties, we were also in an alliance just, around that time, less than a year before the Lok Sabha polls came. And as a result, the three parties working on the ground was a little bit of a challenge, because culturally, at least the NCP has been very different from the BJP and the Shiv Sena in terms of the approach of the ground politics and the Shiv Shahu Phule Ambedkar philosophy, which we have been espousing all these years. We stood by that, and we still stand by that. So it took some time for the three workers of all parties to come together. This time, after the Lok Sabha, I think it was also, in a way, a wake-up call. And everybody decided that, no, we have to tighten our seatbelts and go for the election with full throttle. And we gave some fantastic schemes, I think, which were very popular. And it's not, these schemes are not, as people say that, this was just done to lure the votes. No. These schemes are to empower, especially for the women. I think we've empowered women, and they have responded with that same kind of zeal. The same thing we did with the farmers. They also responded. And the youth also were given very good schemes to empower them for, being able to stand on their feet. I think that also helped us.
Yes, I was traveling Maharashtra, and Ladki Behan did have a lot of resonance on ground. But Mr. Patel, the question of real NCP, do you think after managing the symbol and the party name, that debate gets settled this time around? Because the strike rate of Sharad Pawar, NCP, is really dismal.
See, the issue of the NCP in a way was settled right from day one, because if out of 53 MLAs, 43 MLAs chose to move this side, it was obviously that the party largely, most of it, was on this side. But of course, there were challenges, the election commission, the courts, and I think largely they have been overcome. I mean, there are some legal issues which are still there, but I think the biggest issue is always in the People's Court. And the People's Court has very decisively given the mandate to the Mahayuti and to our NCP. So I think from that perspective, the People's Court perspective is very well settled. And I hope now that, this there's no bitterness now. Okay, we are on our own, we go our way, they go their way.
Okay, but as someone who worked very closely with Sharad Pawar, he turns 84 next month. Many see this as his last election, last assembly election perhaps. Would you have wanted a better farewell for the doyen of Maharashtra politics?
See, personally, I have my highest respect for him, even today. It's a political stance I have taken, and I thought that, and I'm being very honest, that the development agenda of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has changed the landscape of this country. People may accept it, some people who don't want to accept it, like Rahul Gandhi, will continuously go on, do the bashing, but it doesn't resonate with the people. It's been proven time and again. In Maharashtra, the NBA was already in the midst of thinking that who will be the next chief minister. That kind of, they had that kind of confidence. From where they got it, I don't know. But Rahul Gandhi or their leadership has completely been, I would say, rejected conclusively by the people of Maharashtra. And this victory, mind you, at least in my politics of 35 years as a MP, I have never seen this kind of a landslide victory. So there has to be something right. And there has to be something where the people also, because all the rhetoric, if you see Uddhav Thackeray ji, you see Sharad Pawar ji, you see the Congress, Congress doesn't have any real leader in Maharashtra. But whatever that motley mix of leadership, whoever they claim to be the leaders, they have no clue of what is happening on the ground. So my point is very clear that we are, in a space where we want to work for development. And I think Prime Minister Modi's work in Delhi and the Mahayuti's work in the last 6 months, actually Lok Sabha was just an aberration of bad timing for multiple reasons and fake narrative, which we unfortunately couldn't conquer. And now the three parties have understood the ground reality, have understood how to work with each other much more, I would say, engagingly. And I think the differences have been resolved largely by all the three leaders.
Last couple of questions to you, Mr. Patel. As someone who has worked with Rahul Gandhi as part of the UPA and now working with Prime Minister Modi as part of NDA, what difference do you find in their working style? Well,
I've not worked with Rahul Gandhi as such because he's always been a part of the UPA leadership and the mentorship, but not the Prime Minister. So, of course, we were always a separate party. So we were never really engaged with them on a day-to-day basis. Yes, we would engage as a UPA. But Prime Minister Modi, you see, you must acknowledge, he cannot be a leader, and he has increased his footprint of his party pan-India. Every state you see Bharatiya Janata Party and Prime Minister Modi so omnipresent. This was never the Bharatiya Janata Party of the past. So he has to have something right. He has to have that, and it's good because you need a national party. You cannot have, even a Bharatiya Janata Party of the past was never a real pan-national party. It may have been in power for many years. Vajpayee ji was there, Advani ji was there. They did increase the footprint of the BJP a lot. But Prime Minister Modi has taken it to the next level. And that is something remarkable. And, in a democracy of 140 crore people, it's very easy to say, this or that about a person. But he has to have something in him for people to repose faith for the third time in a row. We are a genuine democracy. We are not some banana republic.
Okay, so will you now agree to join the Union Cabinet, Council of Ministers? Because you have not, you did not join it last time around when the swearing in happened.
Last time was a little different, but I can say I am not vying for any position. At the same time, I'm very importantly working to see that the Mahayuti is together and works well on the ground and in terms of the agenda of what we have set for ourselves. But the government part and the prime ministerships in Delhi or in Mumbai are not decided by me. They are decided by the Prime Minister. That's his prerogative, as also the prerogative of all the three parties here when they will join the government. So I am not going to say anything on that because it's purely the prerogative of the Prime Minister.
Last question. There's a lot of analysis around the fact that given the kind of emphatic victory that the BJP has had, it is the natural claimant to the Chief Minister's chair. Would you share this opinion? Because जनता के दरबार में भाजपा को क्राउन मिला है.
Well, इस बात को तो इनकार नहीं किया जा सकता कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस कोलिशन की बहुत ही सशक्त और बड़ी पार्टी है और इसलिए उनका जो रोल रहेगा ये अहम रहेगा. वही तय करेंगे कि
बाकी का रोल क्या होगा,
लीडरशिप किसके पास रहेगा. हमारा जहां तक सवाल है, हमें हमारी जितनी भी मर्यादाएं हैं और जितनी हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है दोनों को हम जानते हैं. उस हिसाब से हम कोई इसके दावेदार नहीं है और हम हमारी जो भी भूमिका जो महायुति में तय होगी उसके लिए हम तैयार हैं. लेकिन जहां तक मुख्यमंत्री का सवाल है, पहले कल सभी पार्टीज अपने अपने नेतृत्व चुनेंगी, विच इज वो समझ मतलब कोई ऐसी कोई रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है क्योंकि तीनों पार्टी के नेता कौन बनेंगे ये कल स्वाभाविक एक विषय है, लेकिन इसके पश्चात क्या हमको बैठना पड़ेगा और नेचुरली भारतीय जनता पार्टी का गाइडेंस इसमें सबसे अहम रहेगा। और इस बात को भी इनकार नहीं किया जा सकता कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नंबर अकेले के हम दोनों पार्टियों के मिलकर जो है उससे भी ज्यादा है। सो एकदम हम कोई ऐसी बातें न भी करें कि जो इस बात को नजरअंदाज करे। हम हमारी भूमिका और हमारी जो मर्यादा है इसको हम समझते हैं और उस नाते हम कोई मुख्यमंत्री के दावेदार नहीं।
Okay, so you're not a claimant for the Chief Minister's chair, as Ajit Pawar, NCP, is not. But Mr. Patel, is there a sense that there has to be a great degree of urgency in government formation because 26th is the last day of this assembly?
Well, surely it has to be done in the next 2-3 days. 3 days, I would say, maximum. Today is 23rd, so I think at least my party is meeting tomorrow morning with the MLAs who have been elected, and we will elect our leader, which, of course, before the election, it's wrong to say, but at the same time, we fought under the leadership of Ajit Pawar, so he will be the leader of our parliamentary party, legislature party. And so on will Mr. Shinde obviously be the leader of his party. And BJP, though it's a large party, it's a national party, I can't speak for them, but they did fight the election with Devendra Fadnavis as the poster boy. So, as their face. So, I'm sure it may end up with Devendra Fadnavis being their leader. And after that, I think that will all happen by tomorrow. So, I think by tomorrow evening or day after morning or evening, we would have to finalize everything. And at least the 3 gentlemen who have to be sworn in will be at least complete before the deadline of 26th of this month when the Assembly's term ends. So you will have to have a new Chief Minister and 2 Deputy Chief Ministers, I presume, because I cannot presume what will come, but I presume in a coalition this kind of formula will be there.
That's a great degree of caution there. By Praful Patel,
because how can you come to a conclusion without talking to your partners?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's at least not fair. But I would say it would be a safe presumption.
All right. Praful Patel, pleasure speaking to you, sir. And congratulations on this victory of NCP. You have settled the legacy debate.
Congratulations to the people of Maharashtra. Congratulations to the people of Maharashtra.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for congratulating me on their behalf.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.